Welcome to USMLE SARTI. We are committed to empowering IMGs. We're excited to guide you on your match journey. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever we add new content. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for the latest tips and tricks regarding everything USMLE. Now, let's dive into it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is the USMLE Sarthi team, and welcome all to this webinar today. And the topic for today is importance of research in the math journey, why you should start early. And we have several of our students who have done research, and we do want to invite them to share their experiences, what their role was in the research projects, how did they go about it, how much time does it take, and finally, what are the outcomes and some tips for you. Now, I will talk about the importance of research as well, but one of our speakers, Jay Mehta, has to catch a flight. I think he is at the airport. So why don't we just go to him directly? So Jay, if you want to introduce yourself and then talk a bit about which research course you were a part of and what was your role, how did you go about it, and the outcomes.
Sure. Thank you, Pawan, for hosting me for this webinar. And I'm ready to help all the aspiring USMLE applicants for this math season. So actually, I was a part of research from a research group from Sathi known as Concept to Publish Research. So it was basically a comprehensive group of students, which the group was coordinated under a mentor, which for us was Dr. Simcha Weissman, who is one of the faculties at the Hackensack Meridian University. So my role in the research group was specifically, so everyone was assigned a specific role based on their feedback, based on their previous research experience. And the good thing about the Concept to Publish research is that you don't need any previous research experience. So if you're new to research or if you don't know the basics of it, you can always join the Concept to Publish research, and they'll guide you through all the other basics of research, and basically they get into the nit and grits of what exactly to expect and how you could in the future independently run your own research projects. So my role in the research group specifically was manuscript drafting and literature review. So as for our mentors, he usually, so we discussed different topics, upcoming topics regarding what to research in. So they would give us one topic, and my role was to basically look for any, browse through different research papers, whether they are published in the past, so as to see whether the results are reproducible. Is there any repeating values or anything we can use from the previous research that could augment our results from the study? And also it was helpful in noting is that our research isn't reciprocated, which is a big deal when we submit a paper to publish. So it was important to know that. And the other thing was manuscript drafting. So in that sense, what we used to do is that after we reviewed the literature, we used to discuss our findings every week on a Zoom call. So that was another big thing for me, because I was rotating when I was actually a part of the research group. So I couldn't be physically present for the research. So being a virtual setting, we could just virtually join in. We do our literature review and then discuss with the entire group on a weekly basis. And based on our findings, we assess whether this could possibly be an abstract or a manuscript. And based on that, we draft a manuscript, we draft our findings into it so that all the findings and all the abstract is legible. And we also help design the research study in the sense that we put in our inputs about what the abstract should be, what should be the introduction, what should be the results, in order to make the study more pertinent and easy to publish. Ultimately, I did a course of about 2 months in concept to publish, but under the guidance of Dr. Weissman, I think I'm very confident that in the future, if I am presented with research to publish, I could definitely work great in a team.
So, just to summarize, I think you were part of 2 abstracts and 1 manuscript. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they have been either accepted or presented as well, right?
So 2 of the abstracts have been presented, and one of the manuscript got accepted this month.
Okay. One last question before I let you go. So, how important do you think is research in this entire math journey?
So I believe that having research, irrespective of whether it's a first author, second author, co-author research, I believe it's a very impactful statement in the CV, because I have seen people who have no research. They are asked in that it's not that it affects their interviews, but when they're asked in the interviews that why don't you have a research, I believe it's a big, I won't say a red flag, but it's a bit setback on their part to explain why don't they have a research instead
Hey,
of
Asiba,
explaining the
I cannot
research.
open my video. Can you allow me to open?
Sorry.
Instead of the yeah instead of having a research. But also the second thing is having research in your CV as an IMG basically solidifies your profile into thinking that as a resident, not only for community or university programs, you would be capable of contributing something to medicine. And that is why I believe that research is important. If someone, like, irrespective of the branch they're applying, I believe that uh, uh, peds and pathology, and now even like internal medicine is very research heavy. So I believe those applicants would definitely benefit from having research into the CV.
Well, thank you very much, Jay. I know you are catching a flight, so thank you for your time and good luck in your journey. Keep in touch. And again, thank you for sharing your tips on research with us today.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. As you know, Jay had to catch a flight, so we kind of tweaked the agenda a bit. But let me now kick it off. So today you'll hear from a lot of speakers, many students, and Dr. Basu Ray, who has also joined. He leads a research program for us. And as we get started, you heard from Jay, but just in the chat box, if you want to just talk about or what you think is the importance of research, or let's say, let me put it this way, put the name of the specialty and put how many publications you think are needed nowadays as you go into the math. So you could say family medicine, whatever, IM, what number, pathology, whatever you are interested in. So as a student, if you think research is important, then how do you quantify? Anesthesiology 20, okay. What else? What do you guys think in terms of the importance of research? So someone posted,
Do you mind if I add something and kind of add on to what the previous doctor had to say? Because some of my advisors have told me, or do you want to keep it in the chat?
Yeah, well, I mean, Mohib, you're a speaker, so if you want to add something now or when it's your turn, that's fine.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I was going to share the NRMP data as well. So 5 to 7 for IM, FM. And the questions, yes, we will take questions towards the end also. It's just we are just getting started. So importance of home country research, yes, I'll talk about it. But primarily what I wanted to do was, share the latest kind of data from NRMP that many of you may or may not have seen. So let me just share. So this is as per the NRMP report. now this is the number of experiences. So experiences, how it is classified or defined by NRMP is maybe a project, maybe a job. So individual experiences that students have, and these are all match students. So whether you are a USIMG or a non-USIMG, so you can see experiences or projects or jobs in research, whatever, howsoever you want to call it. Internal medicine 2.6, family about 2, neurology is getting more and more research heavy. So about 4.7, psychiatry 4.6. But then this is where it gets more interesting. Now, of course, obviously, NRMP does not divide it in your home country publications, PubMed Index Journal or non-PubMed Index Journal. But as you can see, if you go by this data, this is charting outcomes for March 2024, I think, which has been recently published. And they again don't divide by presentations, publications, manuscripts. It's all classified under one head, which is publications. So as you would expect, and this is just not all specialties. This is a sample, of course. So as someone said, anesthesiology, I think that's close enough. Surgery, for example, if you need visa, about 22. Internal medicine, 7 if you are a non-US IMG, and a US IMG would be 3. Pathology, as you can see. So some of the research heavy specialties obviously expect a lot more. But even, the specialties that you may think are not research heavy, family medicine, for example, you can see that even they expect research and outcomes from research. So this was again something I wanted to share just to get us going today in terms of why research is important. So with that, I think I do have Dr. Basu here. So let me, Dr. Basu, hopefully you can share your video.
I can't. It says that, let me try again. Yeah, it allows me now.
Yeah. So welcome, Dr. Basu.
Thank you.
Why don't we introduce, or why don't you introduce yourself, because you have a host of qualification and experiences, and I'll not be able to do justice to that. So why don't you introduce yourself, and then we can talk about the importance of research in match.
Thank you, Mr. Khera Pawanji. I really appreciate that. The fact is quite contrary. You have actually done more than justice by introducing me many times, but I will take your order from here. So I'm basically a cardiologist and a cardiac electrophysiologist. So post cardiology, you can do a couple of super specialty, which is now called super subspecialty. So I'm a cardiac electrophysiologist. I'm an academic, so I've been a program director for medicine, cardiology, and now for EP. So I think the slide that Mr. Khera showed is very, very important, because a couple of things you have to know. This year, there's been over 50,000 applications, 49,000 something, around 50,000 applications according to NRMP. And this is not from me. This is from NRMP. You can go to NRMP, Google it, you'll see the number. Total number of US graduates have increased by 4 point something, almost 5 to 6%. And don't forget, US graduates 95 to between 92, which is the worst, to 95%, which is the general number of them getting every year. So only the rest will be left for non-US graduates, that is most of you guys. So it's tremendous competition. Now my question is that why is research important? I think Mr. Khera explained extremely well. But let me tell you the actual situation in the ground, because I am a program director. I have to take cardiology. I don't go into medicine anymore because it's too crazy for me being in cardiology, being EP. They were calling me for medicine this year. I had to say no to them. And funny enough, they even are calling me for surgery. if I can join and take interview for a few days. And I'll tell you why they're doing that. They're doing that because for 5 seats, there are 3,000 applications. So they need more people to interview these people. So what is the problem? The problem is very simple. What NRMP or ERAS has decided, they have decided not to give you marks for USMLE. Now, in America, one thing good is America is non-racist. You do not have to belong to European Union or England, or you should not be somebody from Hungary to get into Britain. Those things doesn't happen in America. Don't forget one thing, the exam that you give, every American student gives the same exam. So America is the most, what you call, open secular application anywhere in the world. But there are fixed rules. They cannot see your face and like your face because you are more handsome than a Hollywood hero and take you. They have to have objective qualification. So what are the objective qualifications? For many years, the objective qualification was your USMLE score, 1 and 2, and then your research. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know which way it is, 2 to 3 years back, they stopped giving you score for USMLE. So you have 70 marks more than me in USMLE 1, you still get a P, I get a P. You do not get advantage of getting 70 marks more than me in USMLE 1. So program directors like me are restricted to only 2 things. USMLE score 2 and what is your research publication? There's no other way. There's no other way to take your application, leave somebody else out of the 3,000 people I have to choose. So out of 3,000, generally the number is between 50 to 100 if you have 5 seats. It generally, if you have 10 seats, it will be between 100 to 150 out of the 3,000. So what you do is this. You look at USMLE 2 marks and you look at the research. Now, most Americans have more research. Why is that? Very simple reason. Not that Americans are more intelligent than you are. The intelligence of many people, most of the world is same. The reason is the process in America gives you a chance to get more research. How and why? Because no American can get into medicine after passing standard 12. They have to do their graduation. So if you are doing your graduation, say for example, neuroscience in Stanford or Yale or biomedical engineering from Georgia Tech, what do you expect? The guy has a bunch of research before he even enters into medicine. Or do you do your pharmacy even from some stupid colleges in America where you didn't even hear the name? Still, they'll have 2, 3 more publications than what you will have. Because most people, and I have students from all over the world, most people in rest of the world, including Great Britain, don't forget that. Only exception is Netherlands and Germany. There I have found medical students having extensive research. Most of the places, China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, 0 or no research. So there we have students coming with absolutely no research. So you're fighting with somebody having either same or better USMLE score and having a bunch of papers. So give me one reason why should I be choosing you? If I am honest, which I have to be, because in America, you don't have nepotism. Tomorrow, my son is suppose applying for a position. I, as the senior most program director, has to step out of that year's interviews because it will be a conflict of interest. Why? Because my own son is applying to my college. Yes, he applies to different colleges where I'm not interviewing, that's fine. So how do I choose you? So my friend, the only way to choose is research. This has been there forever. But now it has become critical. Whether you'll ever get into America or not depends on that, because with 50,000 applications, 5 to 6% increase in American graduates, 95% of whom will always get in. 1956, when NRMP started till today, the lowest time where American graduates got in is 92% of them got in. Most of the years, over 95% got in. So forget, so 95% will be getting in and they'll be taking most of the seats. The rest is seats are open for you to grab. And based on what are they going to give you the seats? Because you belong to a particular country, this is how your name sounds? No. They are going to give what you have in your CV. You have 5, 6 research in your CV, you're going to be taken. And don't forget this, USMLE, all of you try very hard to get USMLE. So you cannot guarantee a very high score because that's beyond you. So why you want to hedge your bet on something that is beyond you? Yes, you can sit at home, study, do whatever you can, but most people cannot sit at home. They have to earn. They are doctors. So you try your best and give USMLE, fine. But that should not stop you getting into research. So what I say is, start getting yourself enrolled in the USMLE Sarthi research program, where we give you 3 months of solid handheld research. What does that mean? I teach you research in 3 months. I cannot make you an Einstein in 3 months, and that's not my interest also. I don't want to make you a PhD in research. I want you to be a good clinician. Unfortunately, in America, clinician means you need to have basic understanding of research. Why? Because tomorrow, if I'm taking you as a program director, it is my interest to see that you know research, because you have to present in journal club, you have to present mortality, morbidity conferences. I would like you to get my program's name all over America by publishing on my behalf. So if you have 6 publications and Indranil Basu Ray and Pawan Khera has 2 publications, if you are the program director, who will you take? So it's not rocket science. It's just the protocol. You got to understand the nuances and the protocol. So I say you do this 3 months. In this 3 months, we handhold you to publish. And all our publication is in top journals and in pub. And that's why sometimes you might say, why is it so costly? It is so costly because you don't have to listen to me. Go and open up Circulation, Frontiers, any journal, any top journal. We don't publish in journals which are not recognized or which are called predatory journal. Any top journal you open up, they charge you $2,800 to $3,200 per article. So that's where the cost come from. And that cost, we divide it amongst you guys who apply to try to bring down the cost as much as possible, because our intention is to get you into medicine.
So, Dr. Basu, why don't you give us an idea of day in the life? So, what happens once the student enrolls with you?
Very good. So once the student enrolls with me, there are 12-week courses. Each week we get not more than 1 hour of videos. Simple video, which starts from how to search in a journal, how to do a PubMed search, how to do a Cochrane search, how to start writing up an article, how to do a systemic review, how to do a meta-analysis. This is for 12 weeks with help of videos. At the end of the week, you have 1 hour with a faculty. 1 hour is the appropriate time. But if you need 1.5 hours, we'll give you. We'll not, at 1 hour, we are not going to close our windows and doors. For you to ask questions if you have not understood from our videos have been tried for many years. It's very simple. It is very well understood. You can do it on the fly. You can sit, if you have an internet, you can sit on the moon or on Mars and read it. It's so easy. All you need is internet. It could be in your office space, in between patient, in between clinics, anytime. So out of the entire week, just 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. That's it. You sit on the weekend and we have a one-to-one with the teacher. He starts helping you to write. So at the end of 12 weeks, your writing is done. Then we polish it. We understand that somebody doing research for the first time, or somebody who has done multiple research but has never published in good journals, you need to polish the article. And we polish it for you and get it published. And then we give you a letter of recommendation saying, why is the letter of recommendation important? Why have our graduates got, like we are having a current student who just on the verge of finishing. He has got 4, this is the beginning of the session. He has got 4 interviews and more interviews are coming. And every interview, this is the question they asked him, what did you do research on? Because in our letter, we say clearly, he is working on a research project. He's trained in research. He can do meta-analysis. He can do systemic review. So the program director is thrilled. That's the guy they want. So that's a current student I'm talking about. In the last year, a lady, Nandita, she got 12 interviews. She didn't get into any community program. She got into Tulane, which is considered the Harvard of the South. The year before that, another of USMLE Sarthi student got 14 interviews. Rito, he got into VCU. These are all university hospitals. Because that's what the program director wants. If he has a choice, he'll take you because his wish, subconsciously, not consciously, he's not going to tell you that, is I get a guy who knows how to do research so that without training him, he can publish for my program. I hope that answers your question.
No, it does. And yes, I think for our audience, research LOR with Dr. Basu tends to be a very, very strong one. And as he said, if you have research experience and of course, icing on the cake, strong research LOR, then you definitely are in running for university program match. And this goes regardless of the specialty. It's not that Dr. Basu Ray, just because he's a cardiologist, focuses on IM or cardiology. I mean, preventive care, primary care, he cuts across specialties. I think students have even done surgery research with your team, right?
Surgery, psychiatry.
Surgery, psychiatry,
But
urology. So all
that
is there.
One more thing, Mr. Khera, that you said, let me explain that, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think, oh, I'm doing pathology, so I need only pathology research. So why is that not true? Let me explain to you. When you're entering a research, a particular residency, they want research training from you. Okay. Suppose you're entering pathology or you're entering psychiatry or you're entering family medicine. If you are wanting to get into pathology or say surgery, they are not taking you as a pathologist. They are not taking you as a professor of pathology. They are taking you as a student who's going to learn pathology. But they don't want to teach you research. Research is same in pathology, psychiatry, neuropsychiatry, any damn topic. For 2000 years, research methods have not changed. Your topic has changed. So all the time I have people asking me, sir, do I have to do 20 papers in psychiatry? No. You're not being taken as a professor in psychiatry. Leave alone a professor. You're not even being taken as a psychiatrist. In fact, sometimes, and I don't want to tell you this, but it is important for you to know, it is a problem if you know too much of a subject. They want to take students who are trained in clinical medicine and who are trained in research, so that they can train you in their subject the way they wish. So if you have 20 papers in psychiatry, they'll ask you, try to apply for a professorship somewhere else. Don't come to us. Because I want a simple student. I don't want a professor of psychiatry. And that's why old students don't get in. We specialize in old students also who have not gotten before, because we give them training so they can get multiple research papers. So program directors are forced to take them. Yes, you have not heard me wrong. They are forced to take them. Why? They cannot artificially choose, okay, your face looks good, let me take you. Oh, you're my uncle's only son, let me take you. Oh, you're my sister's only daughter, let me take you. It cannot be like that. If your paper has 15 research, no, even the president of America cannot prevent you to get into residency, period.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Basu. Any closing comments before we move on? Anything that we missed?
Yes, one thing is, get ready. I don't care when you start your USMLE 1, USMLE 2, connect with USMLE Sarthi. They will accordingly arrange your observership. Get into research so that technically earlier you get into research, the better it is. Because you'll not only have a strong LR, but you might actually have a paper out by then. Remember, the paper is not on us. These are top journals. They take 6 months to sometimes 8 months to publish. So later you get in, the bigger risk of yours. So better to get in as early as possible. That's number one. Number two is that just because you're going to, the course is 3 months does not mean you stay with us for 3 months. you can continue to work on projects with us without paying us anything and continue your research. As you work, every research will have your name. That's how you get more and more papers. I'll give you the example of Rito Ban. He did 5 research articles. He did 7 chapters with me. Every time we are writing books, we have multiple books coming out. He got 14 interviews. And unfortunately, he put in his application to only, I think, 17 or 20 place because he missed the last date. He was sick. I mean, he didn't miss the last date. He actually applied on the last date, and he didn't, for his personal reason, couldn't apply to 70, 80 programs. So after he applied and the time went over, he was in complete depression for the next 15 days, telling me, sir, I all depend on you because I could only apply to 17 or 20 places. And out of that, he got 14. I mean, who can stop you, man? You got 7 research papers. You've got 7, 8 chapters or 5, 6 chapters. Who can stop you? Based on what will they stop you? Now, after entering, you might unprove yourself. You might find that you are a complete useless fellow. That is different. That is not on me. That is on your performance.
Yeah.
But nobody can stop you for that. I think I'll stop at that, Mr. Khera, unless you have a particular question for me to answer.
No, that was great, Dr. Basu. Thank you very much. And for anyone who's interested, we have posted a link for his research. So get in touch with our team and we'll also follow up and get you started with research. So thank you, Dr. Basu Ray. Thank you for
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. All right, let's move on now. And I think our next speaker is Mohib Ali. He's patiently waiting. So Mohib, let me just give you access to your video. You should be able to share it and, introduce yourself. And then let's hear about your research journey. Which project were you part of? What was your role? Why do you think research is important in your journey? And any tips for the students?
Okay. Well, first off, thank you for inviting me today. I appreciate the opportunity. So the research project that I was involved with USMLE Sarthi the paper was titled Prognostic Factors and Survival Outcomes in Patients with Gastric Multi-Lymphoma. And I did that with alongside the mentorship of Dr. Simcha Wiseman, who's a internal medicine faculty member at Hackensack Meridian Palisades Medical Center in New Jersey. And so the way that it worked was that we were connected to a WhatsApp group where all the different members of the research team would collaborate and communicate with one another. And Dr. Wiseman would lead it and send out different PubMed research articles to read up on, and we would communicate and collaborate with him as well. And it would be 2 or 3 days a week where online lectures would also be, we would attend. It would be certain biostats lectures, so you could get a good understanding of important biostatistical concepts, as well as also, having a discussion regarding the particular research and different research methodology as well. So my role was involved in background literature review, reading the different PubMed articles on gastric multi-lymphoma, and getting good understanding of the literature as well. Also manuscript revision and drafting, and also communicating, collaborating with other members of the team, as well as also discussing research methodology as well. And so it was a good experience for me because I was able to get an understanding also of the SEERS database as well, which is the database in which we actually got the data from, as well. It was between understanding the prognostic factors and survival outcomes from 2010 to 2021. And we use the SEERS database. And so understanding of data collection as well is something I also learned as well. And then how to, collaborate and communicate with other members of the team as well was also important. And also how to write a manuscript and a revision and drafting a manuscript as well. And it was submitted to the International Conference of Gastroenterology on October 6th. And in the future, I'm excited to do, increase my research portfolio and do more research as well. So that was my personal experience doing research with USMLE Sarthi, and certain other things regarding the importance of research. So first off, early research engagement for example, people who will be applying to Match 2026 is good to do, and it's important because you'll be able to build strong mentorships, relationships with the mentors that you have. In my case, Dr. Wiseman, and also increase your experience as well, and then you'll probably get more stronger letters of recommendation as well. Research, as it was touched upon previously, it's not necessarily mandatory for applying, but it definitely can enhance your application, especially for more competitive specialties. And even in internal medicine, it would be good to do as well. Additionally, what impact does doing research have on the residency application? So a lot of programs, and this is what I've also learned from my understanding and also speaking with advisors, they want to see your interest in academic medicine and in research as well. It depends also on the program as well, where certain programs are more like academic university programs where there's more emphasis on research. And some programs are more community-based, but even community-based programs, they still have an emphasis on scholarly activity and academic, research as well. And some actually have a requirement to do, a research project during residency as well. So they want to see that you have experience, or you have some knowledge of research, and that you have an interest in doing research as well. And it also demonstrates that you have, a desire to, advance the field of medicine, being involved, like critical thinking skills, intellectual engagement, and ability to work as a team as well, because you're collaborating and communicating with other members of the research team as well. So it definitely shows a lot of different qualities of you as a applicant. Additionally, it may also set you apart because as the previous speakers noted, some people have a lot of research, and then if you don't have any, it can make a difference. Another thing that I would like to note would be, and one of my advisors also mentioned this, is that some of the programs and some of the physicians and people that were interviewing you, they actually have a notion or like a stereotype of a lot of the IMGs doing research and kind of just having their name on the paper, but they actually didn't really do much. And so it's really important that when you're doing, USMLE Sarthi has great opportunities for IMGs to participate in research, but as much as possible, I know there's a difference in timing, but as much as possible, try to attend live the sessions and try to like participate as much as you can. Of course, like everybody has different engagements, other rotations they're doing and whatnot, different time zones, but really try to like participate and actively engage as much as you can, because then now you can apply what you did onto the ERS application, and then also be able to effectively explain what you did clearly. And so really try to actively participate when you're doing research, because you could put in a lot of different publications, but if you can't really explain what you did properly to the program directors, the people that were interviewing you, it won't really make a good impression, and they can tell that you probably didn't really do much. So try to, as much as you can, actively participate. And so quality is really more, sometimes more important than quantity as well. I mean, if you did many research and you can clearly explain it and you did a lot, then that's great. But, try to like explain it well. That's very important as well. And some programs actually you may have research on your application, but some programs, they might not even ask you about your research. So like from my experience, I had one interview, and I asked them about their research opportunities because on the website, one of the physicians that I interviewed with, he was involved in like supervising students that were involved in research. But he didn't ask me about my research in particular. So I guess they just wanted to see my interest in research. And so they might not talk about it. And you can also adjust how much you talk about your research based on the program. So if it's more of an academic program, in those cases, you could talk about your research more. But if it's more of a community-based program, then you could talk about your research a little bit less and talk about more your U.S. clinical experiences, your interest in wanting to work with the local community, wanting to improve your clinical skills. And so those are the couple things that I wanted to say. Also, the role of co-authorship and CV enhancement. The first and second authorships are, of course, the best because they indicate that you've significantly contributed to the project. But co-authorship, again, the quality of your contribution also matters. And then residency programs, they really value active involvement in the research and your ability to probably explain your research and explain what you did in that project. And so those are just a couple things that I wanted to say, and I hope that was helpful.
Oh yeah, no, this was very, very useful. Thank you very much, Mohib. Appreciate your time. And are you going into the match this season or the next?
Yeah, I applied. Yeah.
You are in the match. So well, good luck for your journey, and let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
So as we move on, I did want to take some detour, and because we've gotten a lot of inquiries on that. One is about volunteering opportunities. So, if you are looking for volunteering with a US organization, we now collaborate with a US nonprofit called Teen Heal. So Antra or Asifa, maybe you can share the WhatsApp group for that organization, Teen Heal. So what Teen Heal does is it focuses on young adults, adolescents, teens, and issues that they face. So it could be substance abuse, it could also be social media addiction. Right now, of course, we are focusing on social media addiction, and we are doing surveys, we are doing research projects. So we've already submitted 3 research papers. So surveys, data gathering, global webinars. So if you join the group that Asifa has just put here in the chat group, and the website, if you want to go ahead and take a look, Teen Heal, TEENHEAL, teenheal.org. You'll get a lot of information, and we meet weekly. And this research project you can do from anywhere in the world, your own city, country, wherever. If you are interested, then we obviously give you a volunteering LOR as well. So that's one thing, but let's move on and get back to research. Our next speaker is Yabets. Yabets, let me give you access to your video. So
Sure.
hopefully now you can share your video. Yes, we
all
can
right.
see you. Thank you very
Same
much,
here.
Yabet. So again, question to you. I think you were also with Dr. Weissman. So what was day in the life like? What was your role? How did you guys go about it? And your tips for the applicants who may be interested in research.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Kehran. Well, first of all, it's an absolute privilege to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, with Dr. Weissman, we had a very informative and developing skills of research. So the day in the life was like we would communicate through a WhatsApp group. He would give us certain assignments to read upon, a couple of publications that are related to our research topic. And really, as the topic says, concept to publish research. We really dove in on the technicalities, not just on the scientific part, but doing research also requires technical skills. So that means writing up, even how you write, how you summarize, and how you conclude your research. So I believe between the back and forth through the WhatsApp communication with Dr. Weissman, we all really developed our communication skills, analytical skills, because that is really a crucial part of research. If you can't really analyze and derive a meaning from the research you have done, then that research really poses no value. So that's the day that the day in the life of doing research with Dr. Weissman. I did I think about 2 manuscripts, an abstract, and a poster with him. And the manuscript was extensive, and both have been published. The poster have been presented at the annual poster presentation day at Hackensack University. Also, the abstract has also been accepted. So it's been a great experience working with Dr. Wiseman and USMLE Sarthi research team. I would really recommend, doing the research with them. Also, one thing, there's been a lot said, Dr. Basu and Mohib have said a lot about the pre-match process of how important research is. But I really want to talk about how that will help you while in residency, because any program director not only wants to look on, the number of research you have done, but the many times you have done it means that has become a skill to you. So that means you have something to add on when you come onto the program. So with that, I believe you add value to your application, definitely gives more value to your, presence among the pool of applicants also. And then, of course, in your practice, it's funny because mostly outside of the US, a lot of medical schools would really teach you, say, like a class of drugs, and then what drug is more preferred than the other. But here in the US, really that is research dependent. Research are done on how or what drug is more important than the other, even though they're in the same drug as well. So it gives a weight on how you really practice and how you formulate your clinical practice guidelines. So it's not just about getting into residency, but what happens after you get into residency is heavily dependent on research. So for that, now you'll be equipped not only for your application, but also, the golden goose, your residency. You will shine in your residency, you will be effective in your residency, and you'll be successful. So yes, I believe my tips would be, for applicants to get into research much early on, because time is of the essence. And as we've been saying time and time again, applicants are increasing every year. There are more applicants every year, of course, and there will be more every year. So the one way that you could be, given more value is if you bring more to the table. So that is one prerequisite would be research. So if you get into that early on and get the understanding of research, what it means and how it can be applied to your residency, I feel like you can benefit so much. That's what I believe.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Yabets. Appreciate your time and effort to help the IMGs. So
thank you. It's
thank
my
you,
pleasure.
and good luck in your journey.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So as we move on, I am getting a lot of questions on related, like USC, and also, yes, we do have a lot of US clinical experience opportunities. So Antra, if you are there, maybe you can share that page screen share. I don't know if you can. Otherwise, Asifa, you can share the link to our rotations page, and there's a Google sheet with all the rotations. So a link to that as well, so that students can directly check all the rotations. So let me know if you can share. Yes, so if you go to this page that Asifa has just shared, on this page you will also see list of all the rotations. I know many of you have been texting me So you can directly see all the rotations that we have. If you just go on this page, otherwise I'm happy to, okay, Antara is sharing. So Antara, if you go down a bit, yes, so right here where her cursor is, looking for a rotation, click Sarthi. So Antara, if you can click on that link, then they can directly go to the Google Sheet. So if you go on this page that Asifa has shared and click on this link, this will take you directly to all the 200 plus rotations that we have right here. You will be able to sort it. You will be able to, sort by location, by specialty. Many of them are giving discounts as well. So, you can take a look by city, by state, by specialty. So we made it very easy for you to sort, filter, and the link. So each location has a code. So on column B, you can see the code. Clicking directly on that URL or that hyperlink will take you to the description of the rotation and everything. So, there's all integrated. So you can read the description, check the availability, and then let us know. This is the other thing. We will have another webinar on visa and rotations. I think it's next week. So we'll talk about more about that as well. But we just wanted to share, if you were interested in this. So how do you get to this Excel sheet? So go to the link that Asifa just shared, or I can put it again. And on that link, so this is the link that Antara is also sharing on the screen. So I've just posted it. Let me just post it to everyone. I'm sorry, I did not post it. So let me post it. So the link that I've posted, go to this link, and then just you can check the Excel sheet right on the top half of the page. All right, thank you, Antara. So as we move on, like I said, we have 3 separate research courses, one with Dr. Basu Ray, the other with Dr. Weissman. Dr. Basu Ray's course is called IRC, Innovative Research Collaboration. Dr. Weissman's is called Concept to Publication, and Dr. Shreya's is called Rapid Affordable Research. They are all on our website. So let me just quickly share for those of you who are asking about the differences. So if you go to usmlesarthi.com/research and go down the page, you will see all the 3 courses, the comparison between the 3. Obviously, there is a price difference. There is a difference on the focus. LOR, like Dr. Basu Ray's course gives an LOR, so you can see the price difference. Rapid affordable research, if you're beginning like Afshan and others, so there's that difference. And concept to publication, Dr. Weissman, who's director of clinical research. So there are these 3 case courses. You can all see that as well. Before I move on, again, lot of questions. So yes, we can review your profile and tell you what research courses may be good for you or what rotations. So we have a free profile review that you can sign up for. So Asifa, if you can just post the link for the profile review as well. So it's completely free. We set up time with you. You can ask any questions, or we can tell you what should be your next step, what type of rotations, what type of research will help you in your math journey. So Asifa, if you can post the profile review page as well. Okay, so again, moving on. So yes, thank you, Asifa. Asifa has just posted the profile review page. You guys can go there, take a look. And if you want to set up time with our team, great. We'll be happy to help you as well. So last but not the least, well, I mean, we have 2 speakers. So Shweta is one of them. She also took RAR, Dr. Shreya's course. And Shweta, let me give you the video access. And now you should be able to share your video stream. So welcome, and why don't you introduce yourself and talk to the audience about the research you did, day in the life, how it all worked out, and what did you learn, and your tips for other applicants.
Okay, so hi, I'm Shweta Kanyal. I'm a non-US IMG from India. So I would like to share my experience with the research. So like the previous doctor said, even I started my USMLE journey just last year. I gave my step one this year, June. So throughout my journey, I always was bothered about research because obviously in India, the medical schools are not that exposed to research. So during my scavenging for research opportunities and stuff, I landed up with the Rapid Affordable Research, and I've worked on an original article under Shreya Diogre. So that was, I think, like an amazing experience, I would say, because everything was very crisp, very quick, and very smooth. So it basically the entire process had like step-to-step breakdown of how to select a topic to how to get it published. So they had like video, really detailed videos explaining everything, and like they were very approachable. We could ask doubts, and it was just like few hours a week. I joined this course actually during my step one prep. So I was able to handle the step one prep as well as the course. And meanwhile, I got done with my step one. I also had a publication in hand. So I think that was a really good thing for me, a good research experience to begin with. So yeah, I think that was really quick, and I really got like a second author publication through them. Apart from all this, I would like to say that I would like to advise all the people to start with research as soon as possible, because I think it gives you the time. Time is of essence, definitely, because you need to make the manuscript, which takes time. You need to give the journal the time to get that publication on paper and all of those things. And meanwhile, you also get to learn a lot in the process. So time is really important. It's very important to start as soon as possible. Then, secondly, I would like to say I actually came across this another thing known as letter to editor, and I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of this research. So, letter to editor is basically a small article or small manuscript that you write to the editor of a journal, and it's really quick and really crisp. So, I would like to share more about that because even I wasn't aware as a beginner. So, I think that's like a really great opportunity to get the first author publication and really quick publication, I would say. So I'm currently working on it right now, and I'm on my step two prep, and I think it's like not at all time consuming. They've split everything up point wise, and they've been here with me at every step. They've been solving my queries like really quickly, and I think it's a good experience that beginners can look up on. And I would like to say that as a beginner, I was looking all around, like I was all over the place, where to begin, how to begin, and what to start with. So this is one thing that I would like to touch upon is as a beginner, people can just start with basic case reports, letter to editor, as I mentioned, which not a lot of people are aware of, and literature reviews. So even if you're a graduate, you can definitely work on literature reviews, is what I would say. You don't really need to be a student or part of a college for that. So that is one thing that I learned in the process, because in this entire 1 year journey that I've started, I've already worked on 2 literature reviews, a case report, and I've also gotten an abstract accepted for publication. So I think these are some tips that I would like to give to the beginners. And one very important thing that I think I realized in this 1 year journey is networking. So apart from getting experience, I think networking is also very, very important. The two of the case reports that one which got accepted and one that I'm working on is what I got through networking. So I think networking should be stressed upon more, and people should start networking more because it's very important. It gets you the opportunity. And once you go to the US during your observership and stuff, it's very important for you to reach out to doctors at that particular moment, and the opportunity that you have to get the certain amount of to get those case reports and the opportunities and that in a way it kind of improves your communication skills. It improves your ability to interact with people. It also very, very importantly gets you the opportunities for interviews, I would say. Like, if you have good observerships with good people, and if you have a connect with them, I think that would definitely increase your chances of getting an interview from that hospital, especially in competitive fields like surgery and OB/GYN. So I think networking is like a really important aspect of the entire journey, especially when it comes down to research. And in a way, it helps you to get those interview opportunities as well. So networking, I would say, has worked out like pretty well for me up until now. And I think that is like a thing that people usually hesitate to do and hesitate to ask. So that is what I would like to share as a tip. And apart from that, I think it has been a really great experience being a part of the Rapid Affordable Research and the Letter to Editor courses. It has like really helped me brush up on the research that I already knew, and just learn more stuff. So in the entire process, actually, there was like a group formed where people was given different duties. I was allotted to make the methodology part of the manuscript, and it was a really new experience and a really knowledgeable one. I also learned how to collaborate with people, work in a team, how to make the team come to a conclusion, how to analyze papers, how to like frame my own manuscript from by just reading research papers and research articles. I think these are some of the stuff that people need to learn as a beginner. And eventually, as everyone else highlighted, that getting publication is one thing, but knowing how to justify what you did is another important aspect. You can have like 5 to 6 publications, but if you're not able to talk about it, if you're not able to elaborate as to what you did in it, I think that really would be a negative aspect, and it would definitely be looked down upon. So I think that is important. Learning how to explain elaborately what you did, learning to convey the stuff effectively is important. And I think working in a group kind of gives you that experience and that opportunity as well. So yeah, I think that is what I would like to say.
Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shweta. This was excellent tips, and looks like you have leveraged research very well. So thank you for your tips, and good luck for your CK and in your journey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we do have one more speaker, and then I will take up your questions. So we have Ashma Zaha, who was in fact in the audience, but she's our student. She has done, I think, RAR. So I'm gonna give you the video also, Ashma, so you can share your screen and talk about your experiences, what you learned, and what your tips are for other students.
Hello.
Thank you for volunteering. I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak with other students and give my feedback. That is great. I just want to add one thing to my colleagues who give all the feedbacks and they are very excellent. I agree with them totally. I also did the rapid affordable research because I have not a lot of plan to spend on the research because I have to apply this year also and spend some money on that side of residency. You guys know it's cost a lot. So, but I also like to experience Sarthi and see how this is the first time I joined the Sarthi with research, and my experience is excellent. So I want to continue with that. And Dr. Sharia is very excellent, very nice. And I am sure, as I saw Dr. Basu, and he looks like very experienced person, and he can help us too if we join, or I can do Dr. Sharia again. because I am really, really very fan of her. She advised me in every step, and she's going very slow, very solid. You can grasp everything, whatever she tell you. If you miss, you can watch the videos. It is so easy to follow her. I have a very difficult time. I give the topic of methodology to do the research because I don't have any experience before. I didn't get the mentor before. This is the first time she guided me, and I follow her instruction and I grasp everything. So you guys can do it too. So I am sure. And the thing is that everybody is talking about like you can lead as a co-author. My point is this: whatever you do in the research, don't think in that way. Co-author, okay, they get something, but if you are a participant in there, you will get the same opportunity. Why? Because you are a part and you contributed in that. And if you get the interview and you have the knowledge of everything, how you read the article, as they give you the video and explain every step, how you do the article, how you do the methodology, how you do the conclusion and everything. So my point is that don't fight with each other for the top position. Just my colleague get the co-author one, so I don't need to fight with the Dr. Shriya. No, I need to do that. No, if she is going, that's fine, she get the first seat, but I am also a participant, and I get some positive response from programs because of research. And I am thinking if I increases my chance and doing some more research, as we get the feedback from the doctors and from all of you, that will increases my chance. So it's not the end, like in this month, if we didn't get the interview, if we keep on going, our chances get increased. So we have to keep fighting. That's my point for all of you, that even if but I want the group to be bigger, like not only two people are joining. What happen if you want to publish your research, if you have like say six people are there, the money get divided and we can contribute and help each other in a way that we can get published that topic. So that's my point. Come together, fight back, and don't fight for the particular one seat that, oh no, I should go on the top. No, you might not get in that one, you might get in another research. And I am saying, even if you don't get, you should be a part and you know how to do that uh, every step and explain to the program and program director, then I think it will help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Asma. Appreciate your time and willingness to help. So thank you.
Thank you. You guys are welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right. So I will take some questions now, but before I do that, here is another kind of help if you want for you guys. So, like I said, if you are interested in volunteering, Teen Heal is something that you should join. It's a free US based nonprofit organization. We are involved with that, and you can get into research. It's completely free. That's volunteering. You can help us in surveys. You can gather the data. So Asifa, I know some students wanted it again, so send them the link to the WhatsApp group. There is also Sarthi's ambassador program. So for those of you who are interested in connecting more with us, helping out others, promoting USMLE in your colleges or in general, there is an incentive program also. So you can earn something. We can help you directly in your USMLE journey. So here's the link, usmlesarthi.com/ambassador. And Asifa, you can post this link also. So go to this page. You don't have to be a student, although of course, if you're a student, that's fine. You can be a graduate, and there are incentives of being an ambassador. a lot of rewards. You can get a certificate, and then there is a link. So apply to this, and Ashima from our team will be in touch as we grow our Sarthi family. We can definitely help you also, and if you are there to help others as well. All right, so with that, let me take what questions you have for today's session. So first question, can I start research even if I'm a graduate? The answer is yes. Old graduate, recent graduate, even if you are a student, I think you should start research, whether it's with Sarthi or on your own. So Christina is asking a question, fourth year medical student from Europe, currently studying for step 1, would like to match into anesthesiology. Oh, so you are the one who said 22 research papers. So good. Haven't done any research, don't know how to approach it. So if that is the case, you should get started now. You can obviously do it after you graduate, but like Dr. Basu Ray said, or others, take your time. You have a lot of time. Research is something that actually takes time. So if you start now, even if it gets published after 8 months or after a year, you'll get a solid grounding and you should be good to go. So for your kind of profile, Dr. Basu Ray's course may be just a very good fit. But yes, you can start it after you graduate as well. All right, any other question? Anything else that I can answer for today's session? Our panelists have been very, very helpful and proactive. So I do want to thank all the speakers that we had, Afshan, Ashma, Yabets, Shweta, and others who had to leave. But thank you all. Let me take other questions. Is research elective considered a research experience? Yes, that is correct. Home country research, how much is the value? So it's not so much about home country or US, it is about where you get the publication. So obviously research experience can give you an idea about statistical tools, methodology and all that, and you can get it from anywhere. There are even a lot of free courses, and then the data sets, etc. Also, there is open data sets, and maybe in your home country you have access to data. So all that is fine. Eventually, the rigor is reflected in peer-reviewed journals, and PubMed is a very, very common index. Scopus is another. So try these top-tier journals in these indices, like Dr. Basu Ray was saying. The more the top-tier journal, the better your chances are for match. I'm a US IMG, do not require a visa to participate in rotations. Could you please confirm it if it impacts the cost of rotations? Unfortunately, cost of rotation does not have much to do with your visa status. I mean, each university, each clinic, they have a cost, and I don't think the cost changes because of visa issues. Can we do research from home country? Yes, you can. Of course, all our research and volunteering and the campus ambassador program is available to you anywhere you are. They can all be done online. You can all participate. Very old graduate, 2007, gap in practice. Would research offset my red flag? So for an old graduate, everything matters, right? So the first thing is scores. You cannot compromise on scores with an old graduate, right? So scores has to be there, assuming you will get US clinical experience. So that also has to be there if you're outside US. But yes, absolutely, research will also help. There is no one thing that helps an old graduate, and you can look up our YouTube videos or blogs. All those research or all those old graduates, they have to do multiple things, including research, USCE, and good scores. Old graduate from Pakistan, 2019, it's not that old. No gap. Step 1 will be March of 25, CK 6 to 8 months after that. In short, planning for residency in 2027. How many researchers do I need? If you assume step 2 CK of 380 plus. So 380 plus is not possible in CK. 280, is a very high score. So let's, why don't you do your CK first, and then we'll see how much research with specialty, because all of this can depend on the specialty. Will a job as medical assistant and other related jobs considered USC? It depends on your profile. I think jobs are good. MA jobs are excellent. There are a lot of states now have limited licenses. I'm in Arizona. A lot of my students are working under limited license in Arizona under supervision. So all these jobs are very good. I think limited license working as a physician is a better option than medical assistant. Okay. But yes, depending on where the LOR is coming from, it can be considered a USCE. All right, with that, like Asifa is saying, if you want to set up more time with us, she has sent out a link so we can talk all about research, rotations. If you are interested in volunteering for free, the Teen Heal program is all for you. We'll meet on Monday on Teen Heal. So join the link that Asifa has posted. If you are interested in helping others, being our ambassador, that is also an option. Research rotation is also an option, of course. With that, thank you very much. And we will have a webinar next week. I think it is on all your concerns about visas, how to get visas, and how will you plan your rotations and research if visa is not available. So all of that for next week. For then, till then, have a very good rest of the weekend. Hopefully, you can all take some time off and enjoy. Thank you, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.